Welcome back to the final Code With Me video. This is actually going to be covering activities 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, and 3.8. This is going to conclude our Chapter 3 Code With Me videos. So the first thing is, if you already have the folder open, you can go into the Special Characters folder and load up the fanpage.html, or if you have it open in the project browser, you can go to Special Characters and load up the fan page. If you don't have the Chapter 3 project in the project browser, you can actually go here into the Student Data Files, Chapter 3, and load the Special Characters folder into the project browser as well. All three systems should get you the exact same location. Okay, so in brackets, I already have the code loaded up. In the browser, I already have the page loaded up. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we want to locate the special characters in this page, or the items that should be special characters, and work with them. First thing is, we need to correct the spelling of the band names. For example, the word oyster on line 11 down here, and replace the O with an umlaut. That is the two dots over it. So there are a few ways to do that. The most common way is to actually replace the item itself. In this case, we're going to use the ampersand. Going to use a capital O because it is a capital O for the name, and then UML for umlaut. You can, if you want, use the modification where the system puts two dots over the previous character, but unless you actually know what that code is and you want to look it up, you can do that. This is a more direct way, especially since there is a shortcut to do it for you. Okay, so let's go and save. Let's go back to the browser, refresh. Pay attention to this O right here. And now we have the proper spelling of the O with the two dots, or the umlaut. Alright, now the band's name displays correctly. Now we're going to be working with the different band names below. For line 14, we're replacing the E in tone with an acute E. So this E right here, line 14, we're going to be doing the ampersand, E acute, because it is an acute sign. Alright, save, refresh, and now we have the acute symbol over the E with an acute E. Alright, next is line 17. Replace the degrees in 98 degrees with, well, the degree sign. If you recall 98 degrees from way back when, more power to you. Okay, the first thing is the ampersand. We're going to use the shortcut DEG and then a semicolon, and save. Pay attention to this right here. Refresh, and now the degree symbol is there. If, for example, you just for some reason forget to cut off the word at DEG versus degree, you save, you can see that the word REE appears after it, and this is, well, aside from invalid code, the incorrect spelling. If you add anything else after that, it's going to cut it off at DEG and then add anything else after it. So make sure you save and test quite often. Alright, so we're done with that part. The next section is we're going to make the following changes. Okay, line 12. So we have blue oyster as well. We're going to update that. Capital OUML for umlaut. If you forget to do the capital, it's going to actually make it lowercase. Let's take a look at that really quick. Save. And you can see now we have the lowercase o. That's not correct. We want the big O. There we go. Okay. So line 15, we need to replace the ampersand in RMB with the proper ampersand version. Line 15, ampersand. Now again, the ampersand version requires the ampersand itself, which is a bit redundant, but it still gets the point across. So AMP for ampersand. Now that's good. Okay, next we have E in tone with an acute E. Let's see, that is line 15 again. Tone, E acute. Okay, save, go back, check, we are good. All right. Next is line 18. Line 18, degrees right here. And DEG. Save, refresh, and we're good. Okay. All right, so hopefully that is everything for activity 3.5. If you'd like to go ahead and validate this, you can check it if you want. I'll just do that, just being the safe side. Select all, copy, validator, go back to the text box, select all, paste, check, and green box, we are good. All right, moving on to activity 3.6. First thing is, line 20, we're going to be replacing this lowercase r in corn with a backwards R. Well, do you know what the backwards R is in the shortcut? Is it lower R? Does that make sense? Well, let's take a look. Save, refresh, and that's not it. So what is the lower R? Well, chances are you don't know, I don't know, so we can either look it up in the character reference from the W3, and that's a lot of stuff to go in. Let's see. Backwards R, okay. The shortcut is Yesy. I don't know about that. I wonder where it is. I don't know, because that is the one that we're supposed to be using, is 7449. Well, you can either look it up yourself, or you can just go with the book and find out exactly what it says, because chances are I don't speak Russian, so I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be called. So let's just go in and replace it with 7449. That's right, yeah? Well, let's save, let's refresh, and that didn't work either. Oh, because we forgot the the pound sign, or since we're in the 21st century, the hashtag. Every time you use a numerical value, you always have to have the hashtag or the pound sign after the ampersand and before the number. Okay, let's save, let's refresh, and there we go. Look, lowercase backwards r, or whatever you call it. Okay, next we have line 8. Line 8, band names. We're going to be adding a special character. This is a character that chances are you don't know how to read because there's really no way to say it. But this special character is ampersand, pound sign, 9835. What is that? Let's take a look. Save and musical note. Okay, also known as the 8th note symbol. Okay, that is that. We are good with 3.6. That adds those two special characters. Let's double check for validation really quick. Copy, paste, check, and we're still good. All right. That is in for activity 3.6. That was pretty short. Activity 3.7 is also fairly short. What we're going to be doing is we're actually modifying the diacritics. And the diacritic for this is we're actually going to be adding the umlaut over an N. Now the umlaut itself, again, if you recall, is the two dots like we have over the O. But in this case, we're going to be adding it over the word spinal on line 23. Line 23 right here. Okay, so after the N, we have the ampersand, we have the pound sign, and in this case, we're adding 776. Add the semicolon, save, refresh, and gotta scroll down. There we go. Umlaut over the N. Well, if we can do that, why not do the same thing for the O? Let's actually go up here and replace this O up here in oyster with ampersand, pound sign, 776, semicolon, save, refresh. And it does produce the same thing. Well, why would you use one over the other? Well, chances are, if you know what the umlaut is called and you know what the capital letter is of it, or the lowercase letter of it, then that actually produces the actual character. Otherwise, it's going to produce it as a character that doesn't really know how to be read. So I recommend using the shortcut version in the actual proper replacement of it versus the diacritic of adding the item over it. Okay, that's it for 3.7. Next is 3.8. 3.8. Here we go. Okay, we will prevent phrases from breaking apart using the non-breaking spaces. Alright, so the first thing is we want to have the browser itself take a look at how things break up. Well, if we decrease the browser size, you can see how things kind of take their own properties when it comes to reducing the space and how much space is available based on the browser. So what we'll be doing is we'll actually be increasing this to a certain point. we'll be increasing it to change their name. Right here, change the name. Okay. So, the item that we're actually looking at is the phrase burning for you. And that is technically a name of a song. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to be putting non-breaking spaces between these words so that the browser doesn't automatically break this to a new line. So, Blue Oyster Cult, line 12 right here. Okay, this space right here between the words burning for you. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to be replacing this with a non-breaking space. Don't forget that's ampersand NBSP and the semicolon. Do the same thing, non-breaking space. So, okay, save, go back to the browser, refresh, and now you can see burning for you is actually on its own line instead of the browser automatically breaking it off. Okay, so now it appears on a single line. Next, we're going to be adding the code to ensure the song title Don't Fear the Reaper doesn't break. Where is that? Where is that? Don't Fear the Reaper on the same line. Good. Okay, so we're going to be replacing the space with non-breaking space, non-breaking space, non-breaking space. Good. Save, refresh, and visually you don't see a difference, but if the browser were to change its size, you would see that Don't Fear the Reaper appears on one line instead of this available space right here. Okay, we're good. Feel free to use the element site and time. Band name with paragraph. Okay. So the last thing we need to do is just check this against validation. You can either upload the file to the validator, or you can highlight all, copy, go to the validator, repeat, paste, check, and green box. We are good. Alright, so that is all for Chapter 3. Next we'll be talking about Chapter 4. If you have not had a chance to go ahead and take a look at the activities, I highly recommend you doing so because the activities for this chapter actually involve going through basically the exact same thing we just did and updating the various items. So, again, please take a look at the activities, look at these videos, go through them as many times as you need. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll get back to you the best way I know how.